don't do too many of these. They say you shouldn't do a bunch of live streams if you don't have a ton of subs, but couldn't get any sleep, so I wanted to just do kind of like a last minute BTC and ETH and all of crypto, all of the markets. Just kind of do a little watch party to see if 18.5 can hold. So I hope I'm live. Let's see. I'm checking on my phone. Still not sure. All right, I think we're live. Fantastic. Okay, so thanks for watching for a couple of you in there. I'll try to get the chat open as well. There we go. All right, we should be good. It covers up too much space. I'll keep an eye on the chat on the other screen. All right, guys. So 18.5, is it going to hold? Will it hold? It looks like we just hit it a little while ago. I was actually trying to fall asleep, couldn't sleep. Came back out and noticed everything that happened, I guess, a few minutes ago. I'm going to change time frames to the 1 hour. Yeah, so it's been a little bit. It's been about an hour and a half since it touched down to, wow, right in the dot, 18.5. A little bit, about $5 less than 18.5, and it looks like we got an impulse green candle right away on the next hourly, and we will see if it's going to hold. The volume on that 1 hour is not bad. It still has 28 minutes to go, so we'll see if that volume picks up. But bottom line, this is a key level for BTC. Hey, Jason, what's up? Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, very, very volatile right now. I see that. So let's go back to the 4 hour. It's just crazy how this kind of all happened out of nowhere the last couple of days. I thought yesterday was going to be kind of a chill day, and that's when BTC kind of went nuts. And Ethereum has done a lot of crazy things as well. Just looking at Ethereum, Ethereum really surprised me. I thought this weekend that it was going to keep dropping down all the way down here to 1220, but it never reached down that low. It only got down here to about 1270, and then it went on its run to 1400 earlier today. I was waiting for 1420. I was waiting for 1420, and then I was going to short it because 1420 has just been a huge level of support for a bit. So you knew it was going to be a huge level of resistance. So it never got to 1420, only got up to 1400. So I missed out on that short, which is pretty frustrating because I was ready and good to go. I had it all set up. I was actually going to front run it at 1419, but it never got there. And so now it gives Ethereum just maybe a chance to do what it didn't do the first time. So again, back to this 1220, if Ethereum does fall down to 1220 and creates a double bottom there, then just maybe we will see what BTC does. That could give it the push to get up to 1420, where it's just going to paint a little higher high than that one and get rejected again. Or maybe BTC is just going to dump now all the way down. So that's where it's going to get really interesting. BTC back in, was it June 19th, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. Here, let's check. I think it was June 19th. Yeah, it was June 19th right here. Went all the way down to 17.5. So that 17.5, just, you got to figure that if it hits down that again, it's basically 50-50 that's going to hold. But if we can't hold 18.5, what I was trying to say is that 17.5 is most likely going to be where we're going. I mean, it's possible that this 18.1, this little wick right here, will hold, but the most likely scenario is that we're going to 17.5. And so that's why this is so important. But I mean, I'm not seeing like a huge green candle on the 1 hour. So if we compare this candle on the 1 hour, well, yeah, it already has a long wick right there showing that the bears are in control. If we were to compare it to the last time that we hit 18.5, where is that? There's 18.1, 18.5 right there. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that there was definite follow through the next couple of hours. So you had basically a candle right here that looks a lot like this right here. I mean, there's some similarities, but then you had the follow through, and you had 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of follow through. Before a red candle, and then about another 4 or 5 candles of hourly follow through. So we're going to need a ton of follow through in the next few hours while I'm sleeping, while most of us are sleeping. here in the US for 18.5 to hold. If we don't see that follow through, I think that 17.5 here we come, and then let's see what happens with 17.5. So with Ethereum, if that were to happen, I mean, I'm having a hard time seeing a scenario where 18.5 holds and Ethereum can, go back to 1220 to get the juice and kind of reset the all the indicators to be able to do a real push. So I don't see that happening. So doesn't look good at all, really, guys. At all. For Ethereum. But I can't open up like a new short right now or anything like that. I mean, we kind of missed the mark. Can't really open up a long right now. As we've been saying, BTC is under 19,900. You just cannot feel comfortable taking any new longs. You just can't. And so here, ever since that happened, I mean, just the other day, we look at what it was yesterday, right? If we look at actually on the daily, it didn't stay above that 19,900 number for very long. It So I mean, it didn't close over it. It just wicked over it. It was over it for a few hours, and that was about it. So it wasn't able to even. I don't think we even had a 4 hour close above 19,900. Yeah, we did actually. We had one close. No, two, three. We had a few closes over 19,900. Wow. Yeah, we had 4 closes, but we didn't have one on the daily, and when it back tested 19,900 support, it just went right through it. I mean, it just sliced right through it like nothing. Look at that. And that was about the worst thing we could see, because what we wanted to see, if you wanted to have some kind of bullish position for the next few weeks, was for it to go over 19,900, and then when it back tested, whether it's a day later, the same day, 2 days later, a week later, whatever, that it holds the support, and it did not. It just sliced right through it. So that was pretty much the worst thing that could have happened. I mean, everything, all this price action right here for the bulls was about the worst thing you could have seen, the absolute worst thing that you could have seen. So we're back to staying highly, highly bearish, and I took an L on my Ethereum short this weekend. And it's just because that surprised me. I was expecting it for it to drop all the way back to 1220, and it didn't. And I had to take an L on it. I did want to cover Luna as well while we're talking tonight. So Luna, as I've been very, very vocal about it on basically socials and Discord and everywhere. I went pretty hard on on Luna, shorting Luna. Back over here, back when I saw that it was losing momentum around this fifth candle right here on the 4 hour. That's when it was time to take the short, and it was more about the volume. It was right here actually. I noticed that every single candle since that ridiculous pump, every candle had less volume. So that's when I decided to go ahead and open up that Luna short, which I closed today at 26.1. Was my of all the shorts, I closed all of them up at 26.1. Not that long ago, very close to the bottom. I kind of felt that 26 was going to be 3 zeros, and 26,000 would be the level support, and it kind of ducked beneath it. Kind of went below it a little bit, and now it's going back up. So we'll see how high it goes. The last time that I had a long wick like that was, I guess, over here. And as you can see, it had on the 4 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. So this is just a weird token to play. But at the end of the day, the whole reason why you saw this big old pump was just, you guys probably already know this, was due to the news from Binance. But if you do the math, it's going to take years and years and years and years and years for the burn to have any kind of effect whatsoever on the price action. So it just to me, it's just another great opportunity to short this asset. So I'm going to see how far it goes up. Maybe once it starts losing momentum, I'll open up another short. I'll probably open up another short. I mean, I'll probably end up shorting this all the way back down to these levels down here, ultimately, because this pump right here is just based on ridiculousness. And if you go to YouTube too, you see all these guys with thousands and thousands of subscribers post the pump, after the pump, basically talking about how it's such a great opportunity. It's going to 1 cent. No, it's just craziness. How much crazy nonsense there's in YouTube with crypto. It never fails to amaze me. So that's where we are with Luna, and I do expect most likely some kind of run up and then back down to the grind. And sooner or later, I think we'll be down at these levels. How long will it take? I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think the other day I said that from right here to here was about a week. And that was a very massive drop of about, wow, almost 50%. And it took about a week. But this time, because of the excitement after this pump, I, I think it could take longer than a week to get back down there. But who knows? I mean, there could be choppiness again. Like I said, I'm expecting a little bit of a run up here. Um, I just am at that 26 mark, 25 mark, which was I'm not going to get into Fibonacci levels or all that kind of stuff with this token because you can't really apply TA to it. So I'm just doing more of common sense. My shorts based on with Lunar just on common sense and the fact that I'm taking advantage of this big old candle right here that gave us a lot of leg room to make some money with shorts. All right. So I do use Big Get for my shorts and for leverage trading. So if you want to check out Big Get, I have links all over my videos because I am an affiliate for them. And a huge thank you to Swapsicle. Can't do anything on Swapsicle with leverage trading or with shorting crypto. But check out Swapsicle again. They're a partner of our channel, and you can farm and swap with with their fine decks. So let's talk about XRP real quick. This is one that was, I guess, for me, a point of contention. I wasn't really sure how to play XRP. I did one short last week, and that was about it. And I was very uneasy about my short. I felt like it had a lot of momentum. A lot of people were talking about it. It was all over the Twitter. And, a lot of people were thinking, well, that there was rumors that the SEC was gonna, I guess, give up. And a win for XRP is a win for crypto, so it's very easy to want to cheer for them. So I was uneasy about my short, but when it made this ridiculous run up from 32 cents, 31 cents, which I feel like it's been a stable coin, right? It's been around 31, 32 cents forever. When it made that run up to, what was it, 55, 56 cents? I opened up a short somewhere down here. I just felt like it just ran too fast, too high. But I didn't really get the most out of my short. I can't even remember where I closed it for a profit. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is what's next for XRP, right? Because I felt like we had it charted really well. About 58 cents to 60 cents would have been like the ideal perfect time to short it again if it got that high. Of course, I would never go long on this asset right now. I really don't want to go long on any asset right now, but um, strictly from waiting for a good time to short, 58 cents to 60 cents made a lot of sense. But obviously it didn't get that high. So now I think it's just going to go back to 31, 32 cents eventually. A lot of choppiness right here. Maybe this will be some support over here around 38 cents. That would not surprise me at all. And then expect another run up maybe around there. But XRP does not look great. And yeah, I mean, it was overbought on the daily for a really long time. I think for like 3 days straight, it was overbought on the daily. So that was another reason why I thought it was a good spot to short it. And yeah, sure enough, it came back down to earth. EOS, we've talked about EOS a ton on the channel. For those that don't know, they went to Antelope and they did their hard fork to Antelope. And this is one that ran up really, really high, all the way up to 185. And yeah, I think that it's basically doing what we had thought it was going to do, and it hasn't really stopped. And I think the target there is 82 cents. So keep an eye on EOS. 82 cents is the target. Anytime that it has a nice little run up, has been a good time to short it and take a scalp out of it. So unfortunately, everything that I'm talking about is just so bearish because that's just where we're at. As long as BTC is under 19,900, you just have to be. ETC is another one that looks really, really interesting. We've been tracking this channel since mid-August, and looks like it wicked below it again. Pretty surprised to see that happen. Um, um, I'm sorry, not surprised to see that happen with everything that's happened right now. But then it wicked right back into the channel again. So this channel has been very, very strong. I haven't really redone it. I guess I could, but because of the fact that a few of these wicks right here, but every single time it came back down. So I'm not gonna redraw it. I'm gonna keep it the same. And I'm not really sure, how to play this now because of the fact that It's at a spot where it could easily, if Bitcoin doesn't play ball, I mean, it's gonna not only fall out of the channel, but it's gonna fall down really low. I mean, we could see. I'm trying to find a spot of confluence here, but it's just really hard to find. I mean, this was like a straight up, straight down situation with ETC from $12 all the way up to what was this 41? Oh no, $45. So it did almost a 4x, and it was really just a straight up situation. So not kind of doing a straight down, but not really. I mean, there's been a lot of choppiness there because, so many people thought that post merge, a lot of the miners would go to ETC. More mining would equal more people talking about it. But more mining doesn't necessarily mean more price action. So um, not really sure how to play this now. I mean, we did really well shorting it back when it was in the low 40s, high 30s. But now it's just, I don't know. It's, BTC decides to hold here at 18.5. You got to figure that all these assets that we just covered, ETC, are going to run up. And how high can they run up? Well, we'll see. We'll see, how much BTC can do and what it does. But right now, I just don't see any reason to feel really good about opening a fresh long or a fresh short right now. It seems like a really tough spot. I mean, if you want to open up another fresh short right now with Luna, I guess I can't blame you. And I'm probably going to do the same. I'm just waiting for it to run up a little higher, though. I think it's going to go on a little run. But anything else. I mean, Uniswap has shown a lot of strength the last few days. I've been watching it closely. It's done really well. So if BTC plays ball, well, this is gonna perform really well. But with BTC doing what it's doing, I mean, there's just nothing that looks like where I can be very confident, say, yeah, this is looking really good for a new long. But even for the shorts, it's like, can you really short after this price action the last 24 hours? So there's really not like a ton of opportunity. I'm trying to think if there was one that I think the only one that looked pretty interesting to me was Chainlink, and we can take a look at Chainlink. It's another one of those that has shown a ton of strength the last few days. Historically, for those of you that are not aware, Chainlink tends to do really well versus BTC and the other alts during bad times. It's been something that historically happens a lot. So if we go to and look at it on the 1 day, yeah, I mean, it's been fairly strong. Look at that. Since, I mean, it's right now it's at 843. Where was it back in May? Yeah, it's gone up about 35% since May. How many tokens can say that? Not many. So Link's been looking really strong. It's actually still looking really strong. And it looks like it's painting another higher high. And this is a low right there, painted a higher low than this one. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just looking all sorts of strong. If it paints another, higher low here, you'll have three rising valleys, and off to the races we go. Maybe it's going to go test $9.51. So Link is one of the few ones that looks okay. If you're just itching to take along, but that would be I think that would be one of the few ones. BNB has stayed strong. Cardano's just not done anything. You would think with all the excitement about the Vossel hard fork that would have performed better. It just didn't. I think a big issue with ADA is just well, no, it's getting better. Last time I checked, it was in the 60s. It's now 76% circulating supply, so that's less of an issue. But yeah, I mean, ADA just the price action just doesn't really do much. So I was expecting a lot more out of ADA rolling up to the Vossel hard fork, but that never happened. So I'm trying to see what else we can cover. Let's see how many people are watching. Got 3 watching. So yeah, I need to do a better job of like scheduling these up front. But I don't know if I have enough subscribers to do these consistently and get a ton of watchers. But I like doing these live shows, especially because that means YouTube does everything and I don't have to edit or anything. It just goes on if someone wants to watch the recording. Litecoin's one that we've been watching. So Litecoin's going to have their conference October 21st, 22nd. So have that one on your watch list. Have this one on your watch list, because rolling up maybe about 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks up to the conference, you're going to start seeing the price action. Definitely, you're going to see a change in the volume. You're going to see more. You're going to see the price go up just due to the excitement of their conference. I suspect that also the team or the foundation or whatever you call it, I think a lot of times they buy the token to try to get excitement leading up to the conference. So I would expect Litecoin to perform really well, yeah, around October. Hey, what's up, Mr. Pringles? Good to see you, Lady Boss Nat. Good to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Tuning in. Um, yeah, glad to do this. So keep that on your watch list. Now, the only thing that would suck is that if you take along with Litecoin around, I don't know, 2 weeks before the conference, and in those 2 weeks, Bitcoin just takes a big, massive dump, then this play is not going to be very well, turn out very well. And if that money was sitting in stables, then you were just better off not doing the play. So it is a tricky one. It's not like a for sure, but you got to figure that in around that time, Litecoin will outperform the other alts, just like Near did. Remember what Near did before NearCom earlier this month? Same play, same play. So that's why it's important to kind of know what's happening as far as with conferences and things of that nature. Chili's has been hella strong. And the biggest reason being is just that it has that partnership with the World Cup. I'm not even sure what the details are of it, but it's helped out the price action quite a bit ever since those announcements came up. And all right, so I'll take it back. I said Chainlink has been one of the best performers in the last 3 months of the top 100 coins. I guess I need to take that back. Chili's has been much better. It's painted about a 3x. So wow, pretty impressive by Chile. So that's one to watch maybe a week or two before the World Cup starts. I could see this one also pumping again. And their circulating supply is not bad, 68%. So back to BTC. Let's see how it's doing. This is a watch party to see if BTC can hold 18.5, and it's doing it. Or I guess it was 18 what 495. I said, yeah, something like that. So it's still doing it. So we will see if it holds it. Let's see how much volume and follow through we're seeing. That is not the follow through you wanted to see on that 1 hour. It's just not. Look at that wick. That wick right there tells you that the bears are still very much in control. This is not good. Not what we wanted to see. I'm trying to see if we can find some other. You see this right here? Very different, right? Because you see the wick below it where it closed. And then on the next one, same thing. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing the wick above it. Um, yeah, this is not good. If I had to guess what's going to happen, we're gonna be testing 18.5 very, very soon. Unless if it just turns it around the next in 6 minutes and 35 seconds on the next hourly. But yeah, this is not looking good at all, guys. Damn, I thought this was going to be a little bit better. I thought we were going to be able to see it kind of start climbing up. The follow through is there, and then we would have been able to start discussing next steps as far as like if you want to actually take some kind of bullish stance. But like I said earlier, as long as BTC is under 19,900, you just cannot take fresh longs right now. It's very, very tough. For that to be profitable. So I'm trying to think what else we can cover. So Ethereum, again, I just want to make this really clear. 1220 is where it seems almost inevitable. Maybe it's 1221, 1220 that it's headed down there, especially with BTC doing what it's doing. At 1220, what is it going to do? I don't know. Is it going to be able to use that as support, or are we headed back down to maybe the next kind of big number level, which I guess would be 1100? I'm trying to see what it did last before that at 1220. There was not much. Yeah, it didn't act as the greatest level. I mean, there's some choppiness there, but nothing to write home about. So there is some choppiness. If I had to guess, I would say 1220 would hold a second time. But again, it just doesn't look great. Yeah, it just sucks. I have nothing. Let's see. Croc, what's up, man? Good to see you as well. How are we doing? I think we're not doing great. I think that BTC is most likely going to test 18.5 very, very soon. This hourly candle looks like crap. The wick is concerning me. And then if we can't hold 18.5, then yeah, 17.5, here we come. And then once 17.5, here we come, then that does open the conversation now to 14K. So let's talk about 14K and why I like 14K. There is basically three reasons why I like 14K. I think that, let me guess, it's right here. Yep. So right here in May of, or no, it's July 1st. Yeah, July 1st of 19. You see 14K right there as a nice level of resistance, and you'll see it again over here. It actually happened twice back in November of 2020. So I feel like 14K is the only level that has decent levels of support multiple times. And actually, I also missed on the fact that it also held the support back in 18. So there is three different time periods and three different years where 14K acted as something that maybe we could trust by looking left. So that's why I like 14K. It's the only one that has that. I think, well, that's coming up soon. You can also find that at 12K. You can also find that at 10K. I believe you can also find that at 9 and 8K, but 14K is the first one after 17.5. So yeah, it's probably going to be a straight shot down from 17.5 to 14K if 17.5 doesn't hold. So that's why I like 14K. And what's cool about that is, and then you could probably take a short and know that you have, like 20% gain if you take that down to 14K. And then I would definitely start DCAing at 14K. I am, you guys do what you're going to do, but that's where I would start DCAing. But who knows? I mean, I think we've talked plenty about the macro and what Jerome Powell said. And, he did use the word restrictive versus neutral 2 or 3 different times in his last speech. He basically stated that Americans are going to feel economic pain. So you gotta figure that this market, Fed lack of not just pivoting but pausing is not going to happen for a bit. So, a lot of people are hoping for a pivot. We're not going to get a pivot anytime soon. I think the real question is, when are we going to get a pause? And I think that's going to be the real question, and we'll see how the next couple months materialize. But I think a 75 basis rate hike next month is probably pretty well cooked in there. Probably going to happen, and then maybe like a 50 and 25. That would be my guess, but we will see how that turns out. So yeah, let's see. Going back to BTC on the 4 hour, you see on the 4 hour, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. As far as this being a level support, you have that wick that you had back here. You saw it here, and then so on the 4 hour, it doesn't look that bad. So maybe I am overdoing it with my concern there, but I just wanted to see more out of the 1 hour. So maybe we will have to wait and see. There's a minute and 24 seconds until the next hourly candle, and let's see what the follow through is there. But we need pretty decent follow through right there. If not, I'll be highly concerned. But if we do zoom out just a little, I might be overreacting, because that 4 hour actually doesn't look that bad. It looks almost identical to this one right here, right, on September 18th. Look at that, identical. Just it's a bigger candle, but with more volume. Not a whole lot more volume, but a decent amount more volume. And look what happened there. Then it went on a nice run all the way up to 19,600 from the bottom right here of 18.2. So let's see if that happens again. So yeah, so maybe I'm overreacting a little, but this next hourly candle is going to tell us all you need to know. I mean, if we don't see the follow through there, then yeah, it's 18.5 pretty soon, pretty quick. And if that doesn't hold, we could see 17.5 as early as tonight. I mean, we really could. It would not be a surprise at all. Yeah, I mean, this right here, this wick right here to 18.1, that's not support. It'll just go right through it, most likely. I'm trying to think. You guys have any questions? I see it's 4 of you watching, 5 of you watching. Let me know if there's a certain asset you want me to look at. Let's look at our DeFi projects real quick. I want to see. Not sure if you guys noticed, wine went up this week. It's up about 50% from or about 40% from its lows of 11. So many people think that wine is dead, We will see what happens. Thank you, Lady Bossnat. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. We will see what happens with wine. I know that many think that it's pretty much dead. I don't think it's dead. I think its community is too big and too strong. But guys, the concern here hasn't changed. It's just been the same concern. I feel like it's the same conversation every single week. You look at the volume, 3K volume, and it's been like 2K, 1.8K, 3K. I've been watching it every day. Yeah, I mean, there's just not enough liquidity to make this move. So that's been a big issue. I noticed that M share is having a crappy week, and I still think that this asset will for sure survive the bear market because they are self-sustainable due to their auto compounder. But yeah, at $3.60, yeah, we'll see how low it goes. Last time it got to what, $2, 275, and it's gone even lower than that, right, guys? 269. So we're getting really close to those value levels where you got to figure nothing really looks good anywhere right now. So ugly. Yeah, Mr. Pringles is right. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing really looks good right now. I mean, that's why you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about shorting, but it's either shorting or stables. I mean, there's just no other way to like be profitable right now, unless if you just, went, balls deep into MDB. So MDB has still done very well. Let's check it out real quick. I expected a retracement, a little one, because it's just the way it goes. You got to have retracement. I mean, we had retracement here back in early August, and the retracement was from 11 all the way down to 8. So it lost about 30% of its value. So if it retraces 30% from 18, guys, it could go back down to about 13 cents and wouldn't be a problem. Hell, we could go down to $12, 1.13 cents. I meant 1.3 cents. Yeah, and be perfectly fine. And the structure is still fine. Very hard to do traditional TA with these types of assets, but yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. For me, MDB is just a moon bag, long term, long term. Like I'm just not going to touch it. I am going to sell. I'm being very transparent. I am going to sell for my 2 NFTs the rewards monthly because I do want to get my money back for the NFT. So I do want to sell those rewards monthly. But then yeah, once I get my money back from the NFT, then I'll just start, compounding or staking, whatever the verbiage is with them. And I need to learn about the Infinity. I've heard all this talk about it. A lot of people seem to be having a really good time with Infinity and making money off it. I just haven't taken the time to understand it, and I don't want to invest in something I don't understand. So yeah, Pebble, what a just yeah. I mean, Pebble just basically got demolished. The volume's 129, so I don't know if Pebble is done, dead, but it's not looking good. But I've seen crazier things happen, so we'll see what happens with Pebble. I still have 4 Pebble. Magic, we already talked about it, and oh yeah, Walrus. Let's talk about Lame Hillbilly and Walrus. Let's see what the volume is here, 4.2K. So it's got more volume, guys, than wine. Only 8 buys though in the last 24 hours. So yeah, like Mr. Pringle said, I mean, it's just everything looks just so crappy with DeFi, unless if your name is like Horde or MDB. Yeah, it's just nuts. All right, let's go check on. Oh yeah, let's check on the Dixie. Oh, interesting. This is the 4-hour. So while the Dixie went crazy, that's when BTC and Ethereum dumped, which is not surprising. But guys, I want to show you something really interesting that I noticed the other day. If you look at the Dixie, let's just say when it was at 90 cents. I'm just going to pick a random date. Here, let's get it at 90 cents. It'll be easy math. And it's about 25 cents higher now, right? So I'm going to pick a random date. February 11th. Let's see where BTC was February 11th of 21. All right. And you're going to see where I'm going with this in a second. February 11th of 21. Okay. 44K. So BTC dropped about 50% ish from BTC going up about 25 points. So about from 90 to 115, what's that, about 27%? But if we look at BTC this year, it kind of decoupled from the Dixie from that perspective. So let's just go look at here. I'm going to pick something that's close to where it is right now. So we're going to say, okay, right there, 18.6 on June 17th. Okay, June 17th. Now look at the Dixie, June 17th of this year. Check this out. Okay, it's gone up over 10% and BTC did nothing. So the point I was trying to make is that for whatever reason, in like the last 4 months or so, um, BTC has not had the same adverse negative effects from the Dixie going up that it did earlier in the year. So it's very interesting. And look, the Dixie is mostly comprised of comparing itself with other currencies of other countries, more specifically the euro. So if the euro is doing well, that's going to hurt the Dixie. If the euro is doing poorly, that's going to help the Dixie. And the other big one is the British pound, which is also a top 5 currency. So as we know, the British pound has gotten destroyed in the last week or so. So, a lot of the times that's what it is with the Dixie. A lot of people think that it's like 100% Dixie go up, BTC go down, BTC go up, Dixie go down. It's not necessarily like that because of the fact that the Dixie is also comparing itself to these other currencies. So, just keep that in mind. So sometimes it works out perfectly and sometimes it doesn't, but you got to be careful because just because the Dixie is, for example, it's pretty much, it feels like almost a certainty that's going to go up to 120, right here, 120, maybe even 121. It feels like it's almost a certainty, and that's another 7 points. So you would think, oh wow, that's going to be horrible for BTC. Well, maybe not, maybe not. You can't count on that. So I just wanted to call that out. Wow, I can't believe it's been 37 minutes already. Was not expecting. We have 7 watching now. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If there's a certain asset that you want me to cover, let me know, guys. I'll be more than happy to do so. We can only watch BTC so much, even though this is so critical. So let's go back to the 1 hour. Nope, we're not getting that follow through I was talking about. So that's just my concern. Again, if we look at the 4 hour, it doesn't look so bad. It looks a lot like this one back here from September 18th. We want to see something like that. But the fact that on the 4 hour, it started out in the red already, and it doesn't have the highest volume. Um, yeah, it's not looking great. So it's like flipping a coin almost, but I would say it's like 60-40. I'm expecting, yes, let's talk about Hex. All right. Yeah, let's talk about Hex. Thanks, Mr. Pringles. Yeah, I know Hex. I know it well. I have not looked at it for a bit though. I used to trade it all the time. Um, we'll look at it in Uniswap, I guess. That should work. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Hex. Let's look at it from the 1 day just so we can get a big feel for it. I think this was its all-time high, right? 51 cents. Yeah. 51. What a run it did. This was back in 21, right? Yeah. So Richard Hart's project, Hex. I know he's also got the Pulse chain or whatever that one's called, but that one's being delayed, last I heard. So let's look at Hex. Let's see how far it can go. I talked about it back in early this year and thought that just from looking at previous support from before this crazy run, that I think 1 cent was a good spot to go in. Yeah, 1.2 cents. 1.2 cents was a good spot to go in. So have we touched that again? 2.8? No, we haven't. Wow. Yeah, so we hit that back then. We haven't really touched it then. So the lowest it's gone looks like it's 2.8 cents, which we're really close to that. No, hold on. It's lower. 2.7. We're really close to that. Oh, there's better. Yeah, 2.7 is the lowest it's ever been. So this is an asset as the macro just keeps crushing these types of projects at 1.2 cents or so, this could be a great long-term buy because that's how you're going to hit the 20x's, the 30x's, the 50x's. If someone's watching right now, they're like, hell no, I will never invest in Hex because I hate Richard Hart or I don't like his cockiness or whatever. That's fine, but I'm just talking about it from the charts, and technically 1.2 cents I think would be a great spot to go into Hex. That's still pretty far away, right? 3.2 cents, that's still another 65% drop. So that's not good. That's not good that we still need another 65%. If you're holding it now or DCA now, it's not good. You can lose another 65%. But as the macro keeps crushing this asset, 1.2 cents, I would I will actually go into Hex at 1.2 cents if it gets to that. And that will be for me a long-term hold, not a short-term hold. Let's look at ETC right now. It just went under $27. It's getting out of that channel. Whew, if it doesn't stay in that channel, guys, $12 here would come eventually. I mean, first it'll be right here. What's that? $16.78, and then I do see it dropping all the way down to about 12 bucks again. I really, really see that happening. So again, ETC is one that we called it up here. We've been tracking it since right here, and it was just one of those opportunities that just presented itself to short. But I can't I just can't open up a new short right now this close to the channel. The time was right here. Look at that long wick right there, showing that the bears are in control, and that's what we're seeing with BTC, right? A little bit. So, gosh, we'll see what happens. That 1 hour not looking good. I mean, it would not surprise me if in the next few minutes it goes and tests to 18.5 again. But the bulls are trying to hold this level, pretty important level. Let's see how Luna's doing. Did I get out of my Luna short too soon? No, it's still holding up pretty well up here around 26,900. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not even going to try to apply traditional TA to this asset. This is just a play where I just think it ran up way too fast, way too hard with that crazy candle, and it's got to come back down to earth, just like XRP did. Same play as XRP. At least with XRP, we can apply some kind of analysis, but not here. You guys, let me see. Okay, so Mr. Pringles, you bought in at 12 cents. You think? Okay. Well, you're going to be in Hex for a long time to get your money back. Yes, Luna scares me, as it should. Luna should definitely scare you because this thing could pump at any minute. And then when you short, you're using some kind of leverage, so you have to be really careful. So that's why I've been so like in and out of my Luna shorts, because yes, Luna is very scary when you're short because it could just pump at any point. And I've seen it do it so many different times where it just goes crazy out of nowhere. But I do feel like this time's different because this this pump right here, guys. This is now where most people know. I would say like 90% of people now know that that burn's going to do nothing for like maybe 7 to 12 years, depending on how you do the math and how do you try to figure it out. I was actually one of the few that actually did the math on it. I was way off. I thought it was going to be like 5 years. And it turned out that it was closer to like maybe 11, 12 years where it would start making a difference. But Luna's scary, but man, it's been like the darling for me as far as my shorts. It's just been so beautiful. So yeah, it is scary, but that's why I got out of my last short, and I'm gonna wait to see if it pumps up. And once I see that momentum start dropping, volume start dropping. I mean, the volume ever since this big dump, I mean this big pump, it's been nothing but volume dropping. So I am gonna just keep my eye on it and hopefully wait for another good spot. But I do feel it has another run in it somewhere, and it's gonna paint a lower high than these right here. But we will see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, back to Hex. If you're in at 12 cents, I mean, you're gonna have to get your money back at 12 cents. You're gonna have to wait quite a while. I mean, even Jesus, Mr. Pringles. I mean, you're gonna have to paint a higher high than this one, so that could take a long time. Long time. I mean, it's gonna be get your money back on Hex and get profitable in Hex during the next bull run, whenever that is. It's going to be that simple. But, in my opinion, if this is going to be one of those at 20, 30, 40, 50 X's during the next bull run. I mean, that community is just too big. Richard Hart's doing his thing. I don't know how much it's going to help or hurt this project because it's going to be somewhat diluted because of the fact that Pulse Chain is going to get a bunch of money rotating from Hex to it. But we'll see how that happens. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Is it Pull Chain or Pulse Chain X? I can't even remember. I've obviously I haven't traded it and don't know it that well. But I don't even think I can trade it yet, right? Because of the fact that or you can trade it, but it just hasn't launched, I think. You guys can correct me. That's yeah. So Crocs, you bought it at 9 cents. Yeah, yeah, PLS, that's the ticker, PLS. Okay, you bought it at 9 cents. So same thing. You guys are not going to be in a position to get your money back from Hex until the next bull run. But when that happens, I mean, you'll probably do 3x. You'll probably be okay. Like, I mean, you got to wonder, you got to figure that it'll probably be, one of those assets that does get to all-time highs in the next bull run. And just because Richard Hart is just such a big part of the crypto community, he just is. So next bull run, I would venture to guess that 51 cents gets beat, or at least maybe it paints a double top or something like that. But so you'll both be in profit, lots of profit actually. But yeah, you're just gonna have to hold your bags. But I am definitely gonna get into Hex. But like I said, I'm gonna wait patiently for 1.2 cents. I think that's the spot. And I think that could be a 20, 30, 40, 50 Xer, obviously, if I think that it's going to hit 50 cents. So yeah, PLS, let's see if we can find PLS. I've never charted it. All I know is that it's been delayed, right? So is this what it is? PLS? No, that's not it. I have a bag waiting for PLS for sure, though. There it is. Is it Pulse Dogecoin? No, that's not it. No. Is it? Is it Pulse Dogecoin? It hasn't launched yet. Okay. I didn't know if it's like it hasn't launched yet, but you can already buy it and trade it or something. Okay, so this is a different coin, PLS. Okay, different PLSs. All right, let's go check in on BTC. Yeah, that hourly's still looking crappy. Trying to paint a little hammer there. Yeah, gosh, doesn't look good, guys. Doesn't look good. I think we need to prepare ourselves for 18.5 to be tested again, and second time it could easily break, and we could see 17.5. This is one of those nights where it would not surprise me that I wake up the next morning and while I slept, it hit whatever the next milestone was of 17.5, and it's already like bounced off support into like 18.7. But you can only tell that all happened because you look at the chart. So we'll see what happens. But again with Ethereum, 1220 is kind of like the magic mark. If 1220 can hold, if 1220 can hold, then that might be a decent time to take a long on Ethereum just for like, maybe like a 10% or back to like 1320 or something. But if it hits 1220, let's just imagine the possible real quick. If it hits 1220, all right, that's now a double bottom, a double bottom. That means that it can maybe make that run to 1420 again. So 1220 to 1420, that's like a 15% gain. And then at 1420, you short it for maybe like a 10% gain. We'll see. Okay, looks like I'm back. I hope I'm back. Yeah, looks like I'm back. Okay, looks like I was having connection issues. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, am I back? Back. Hopefully. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All right, and thank you for the six of you watching. Thank you so much. I know we've been up to like 8 or 9 a couple times. Thanks so much for watching this impromptu video. I need to do more of these, but just announce it next time. All right, so that would be something pretty interesting. My concern is just taking any fresh longs right now. It's too risky. But I think that would be one way to play it. But when would you know that 1220 held? Well, we would know that 1220 held probably on a 4 hour. I wouldn't trust a 1 or 2 hour. And the problem with that is by the time we figure that out, it'll probably already be up a good 5%, if not more. So again, it's just the risk here of taking any fresh longs just sucks. And then the other thing I'm not seeing happen is I'm having a hard time seeing a scenario where Ethereum drops to 1220 and BTC holds at 18.5. So if it drops to 1220, that's another what, 5% drop? Yeah, more or less 5% drop. So that means that BTC would drop another maybe like 3%. What's 3% there? I mean, that's just 18.1. That would mean that 18.1 somehow held. This little bitty wick from the other, what was it? Right here. No, that's not it. I can't even remember where that 18.1 is. There it is. So somehow this wick holds, and then that allows Ethereum to hold around 1220. That just looks like a very unlikely scenario. So yeah, it just sucks. There's just I'm trying to come up with scenarios where it makes sense to get active with confidence. It all just feels like such a gamble. You know, we're too far deep into it for new shorts right now. It's too risky to take a fresh long right now. It just sucks. You know, ETC. I mean, I guess if Bitcoin decides that it's going to play ball and 18.5 is going to stick. Ooh, and look at that 4 hour. It's starting to look green now. That's good. That means that 1 hour kind of kicked up a little bit. Look at that, guys. That could be the follow through we wanted. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. So if this follow through does happen and 18.5 does hold, you know, then, you know, because look at ETC, it's at the very bottom of the channel. What a nice spot for a nice little, you know, long that could give you almost like a 10% if it reaches this, you know, the previous high. So that's where things get really, really interesting. And but it depends on your risk tolerance because all of these are extremely risky plays. Um, is it me or is Lunacy trying to form a bit? No, I'm reaching. I was gonna say it's forming a bit of a bullish flag, but no, not really. But look at that. It's up quite a bit since we sold down here at 26.1. Nice. It was right here, 26.1. Not bad. Again, I'm gonna see how far that goes up. I think it's gonna continue to go up. So yeah, so BTC keeps doing this follow through. Let's see what the indicators look like. Wow. Okay, so the MACD on the 1 hour, sellers are definitely not getting tired. They're actually still gaining momentum. But look at right down here, we're still not oversold. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't give you any kind of clear indication of where we're going. It's just a complete coin flip. So yeah, and the Dixie's just going to keep doing its thing. But we talked about the Dixie and why I pay attention to it, but not as closely as maybe some would think because of what we covered. Well, guys, unless if there's another one, we've been on the air, what, 53 minutes? I'll wrap this up. Um, unless if there's one other token that you guys want me to cover. Um, and yeah, thank you so much. Let's see, LOL. Yeah, coin toss. I mean, yeah, I can't give you anything conviction other than than Luna eventually will be down here and kind of like the, you know, this range right here. It'll be eventually down there, but how far does it go up first? I think that's the question. No one knows the answer, just maybe some of the whales that are playing whale games here. All right, guys. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. This was fun. Let's do this more often. Hope you guys have a good night. And guys, just be really safe out there. Um, it seems like any trade is just so risky right now. It's so tough. And maybe by tomorrow we'll have a little bit more data and we'll be able to talk about things. Sure, Croc, Mr. Pringles. Yeah, thanks so much. All of you guys. And maybe tomorrow the indicators will tell us a little bit more. Let's see how we wake up. Let's see if we see that follow through. That's the big thing on the 1 hour. And I'm not a big lower time frame kind of guy, but right now the 1 hour is everything. Look at that hammer right there. So yeah, you guys have a good one too. And those of you that watch the recording of this, hope that you enjoy it. And there might be some value in this, even though it wasn't live. But everything that we're doing here is just so dependent on these next couple hours. All right, guys, take care.